come what may, we'll make it today. Over the water, under the ridge, over the mountain, under the bridge. Didn't love you yesterday as much as I will today. Can't you come out and play? Maybe tomorrow, not today. That's an old one. Hi, this is Munson, and I'm hanging out here at the store on a Monday morning, and there were a couple of silly things that I had to do. Figured I'd make a little journal entry here, and playing an old tune that I wrote with a band called Blythe a long time ago, in another world. So many fond memories of hanging out with people with this particular song. However, this morning, you know, I woke up real early or whatever it is, and came in here to the shop, and I'm sitting here playing my guitar, and I'm going, man, I just broke a string the other day playing with the Creeper Killers, the school rock we had last week, and that's the open E string, because that's the string that I broke. I'm sitting here listening to that, it's all bright and beautiful, and then I go to the B string, and I'm like, oh, dullness, because it's an old string. So randomly, I have to change the strings on this guitar. So I should do that, and the way you do that, actually, I'm going to go to the tuners, loosening up the tuners for myself. It's just a thing that I do, because taking all the tension off the guitar. Some people will do this one string at a time to avoid tension changes. Oh wow, I just had another one pop on me. I broke my G string. Y'all know how that is when you break the G string in the middle of a gig, right? So there's one. Alright, but I got some new strings, so I'm stealing these from the shop for work I've done and not gotten paid for working here at the shop. I'm so bad about writing myself checks, you know. It's like you trying to pay all the bills, you know, the electricity and this, that, and the other, and whatever it is. And so sometimes you're not as good at doing the other stuff that you're supposed to be doing. But I had a really good week last week with the Creeper Killers. We had Caleb and Benji, and the School of Rock's always been a fun thing. Actually, we started doing that here in the shop about 10 years ago. Alright, at this point I'm pulling the pins up. But yeah, with a group called Signal, that was Gracie and Nate Bernardo and TK Purcell, I believe. And that was a lot of fun. And so every year here in the shop we do the School of Rock thing, where we bring people in who may have never played an instrument before. Normally kids go for this, although I get adults who are like, oh man, you should do a School of Rock for adults. And then it's finding the time is what it is, you know, because unfortunately adults have that thing called real life, and then all of a sudden they can't show up because they have to go to work. So but you know, it's always cool. That's what I like the YouTube for, right? You can go and find a band, some band playing loud music in the middle of nowhere, and grab your guitar and jam along with them. So it's a smaller world than it used to be, people. So we go, yeah, because when I first started playing guitar, oh my gosh, there were these terrible method books, and I don't know, you learn, for me, you know, I have a little bit of that classical guitar training, and that really helped me a lot to kind of develop my skills. But that song I was just jamming through a little bit for the intro. It's called Unity, and that song was written before I really took any formal lessons at all. And I still, you know, it's funny, you look back at the little things that you write when you're young, and you're like, oh man, wow, I really had some talent, you know, but at the time you didn't think you did or something, you know. It's like it gets stuck in your head. Or maybe you think you have too much talent, you know, and that's a whole nother deal, I guess. I don't know, I just think everybody's got something to give the world, so whatever people want to try and make for themselves, I think is something cool to add to the pool of human consciousness. So I got a little piece of that G string that wanted to get stuck up on the string, but here I am pulling it off again. Alright, there we go. But the Minecraft thing was really kind of fun with creeper killers, you know. I mean, I played a good bit of Minecraft with Caleb. We have a lot of fun. And Caleb, my Minecraft buddy, my good friend, an ally in a lot of things. It brings me much joy almost every day. Alright, but anyway, so now I've got the strings. Alright, I've took the end pins out, the little pieces that were in there. And so now it's time to put the other strings in. So I'm just going to do this the way that I always do this. I'm going to put I've got the first string, right? Randomly, I don't know if Elixir would send me money, but I'm putting on Elixir extra lights. And I'm not sure about the extra lights. Normally I use the custom lights, but what I'm thinking is that these gauges will line up more with my actual string gauges when I'm playing my jazz gig on my electric. So randomly, it's a random thought, and you always go through phases like this, and then I'll put these on, and then I'll go, oh man, I don't have the tone I used to, I gotta swap them out again, and I'm sure I'll go through a phase like that. But right now, I'm putting the extra lights on here. So I'm putting the first string in, and that was kind of a cool deal. So what I'm doing, I'm putting this in, you know, just in case you don't know how to change strings, in which case, yeah, I guess you can skip over this part of the video, right? So, yeah, I'm taking the ball end of the string and sticking that into the first hole, and then I'm putting the little pin in right on top of it. Alright, now this is a weird little trick, is once you got it in there a little bit, you may want to try and yank on the string to get the ball end to go in the groove. So randomly, I just think that's a cool trick. Alright, and there's another weird trick here. So I'll try and do this from this angle, maybe that'll help you. So this goes in through this little hole, and then I'm lining it up on the nut. And then I'm bringing it this way to the right, almost like a little crank thing, going underneath the string. This is a weird classical thing applied to acoustic. And then I'm going underneath the string, and then pulling the string back over itself, almost like a little hook. So now it's almost like you kind of hold it to the side. And did I do that right, or did I? Oh yeah, actually I reversed it, because I'm doing it the other way than I normally do. So actually you want to go into the string this way, because I'm towards the middle of the neck, and then putting it under, then pull it towards the center of the neck. Wow, okay. So that way, now I'm doing my little turns on the tuner, and as that happens, the string will get caught underneath itself, almost like a locking mechanism. So that could be kind of cool, except for I just put it on the wrong one, because I'm reversed. So I guess this is, wow, you're watching me get all messed up here. Okay, so let's try that one more time. Alright, now that I'm all lined up and I know where I'm going. Alright, this string goes through this hole over here. I'm going to crank this around so it lines up. Okay, I pull it all the way through. I take the string, I line it up on the first string nut. Now I go underneath the string from the middle of the neck to the outside of the guitar, and then I pull it back towards the center. Now when I crank this, I've got a cool little lock on it. Alright. Wow. See, normally I do this at a different angle, so I got all confused. Wow, it's like the older I get, the more dyslexic I get, and then I go to the other side of things, or something that's weird. B's and E's all sound the same. Alright, so now I'm going to do the same thing for the second string. So I'm going to take the pin, put the pin in, or the ball end in, pin, yank on it, try and get it stuck in that groove. Back over to the other side. Now I'm going to the middle tuner on my left, through the hole, bring it back to the center, underneath the string, pull it back towards the top of the guitar, so when I start cranking this down, I get my little lock. Okay, cool, and I'm not going to worry about tuning yet, because all these strings aren't on here yet. Like I said, I might put these on and then go, oh man, I just can't deal with the tone, you know? So, but we're going to try it. Alright, so now I've got G string, ball end in, pin, yank on it, back over to the other side, going third tuner up, through the hole in the third line, come back around to the center, underneath the string, over the string. Okay, now I'm tightening this up. I got visited over the weekend by my good friend Brian McCall too. We used to live out at Belfast Road together. That was fun to see Brian. I haven't seen him in a while. We were talking about Puff. I kind of miss Puff around here. He's the sign guy shot, but he was also an awesome musician. Alright, so he's in LA now. Alright, so this string goes in this hole, and then the ball end goes in there. And pull this up. Wow. And then over the weekend, my mom's been working on this James Brown Freedom of Information Trust, trying to get the kids, alright, the money that James Brown wanted them to. This goes through the hole. Alright, now I'm on the other side though for the D string. So I'm going to go over this way. So my mom was talking about the James Brown thing, and then up towards the center. And she was on a conference call with some guys related to this, and randomly ended up talking to some very famous people. I'm not sure if I should. Maybe they should remain nameless right now because it's a court battle. Maybe people shouldn't know who's trying to help you. But it's really weird how small the world is when your mom's like, "Oh yeah, and I was talking to the lead singer of Duh over the weekend," and you know, and we're just in the small town in the middle of nowhere. So I put the ball in, right, yanked on it. You kind of hear that one a lot. That was cool. The A string. Okay, and then my A is going through here, through the little hole. I can get it. So much of guitar becomes archery, doesn't it? Alright, this goes this way. And then underneath the string, from the middle of the neck to the outside of the guitar, pulling it back, tightening it up. Alright, cool. But the way, you know, it's weird with YouTube too, because you put up all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, people like, you know, oh my gosh, I got my one hit video, now I can put up crap and people will watch it. And I guess that's true. You're watching this. Alright, so, but we're having fun, right? Alright, so over here, got my end pin. Alright, ball in the hole. And, end pin in there. But I knew my last journal entry was all serious. Oh my gosh, I was thinking about life and death and all kinds of crazy stuff and people that I loved that were gone. And oh, it got very intense for me. So this is almost like me trying to be slightly lighter. And that's an easy thing to do when you're in love with Kira Berry. Alright, and then this goes to the middle. Lambs. And we got this wedding coming up in September, so we're going to be, whew, wow, man, it's just a lot of work. A lot of talking about this and that and the other, and where's the pirate ship gonna go, and who's catering, and should we just get food at Waffle House because we're worried, all kinds of stuff. Alright, so now I have all my strings on. This guitar needs a haircut. Let me go grab the wire cutters. And if you don't have these, you can go get some scissors or something. Alright, so be careful not to poke your eye out, and then clip. You can get scissors to work if you don't have wire cutters randomly. You can also take old strings. Sometimes if you keep these ends, if you're a really folky guy or just don't have a lot of money, like I used to not have any money, so you could take all these and hold on to them, and if the string breaks in the right place, you can actually use these pieces of the string to tie off onto the other string pieces, almost like a little Boy Scout thing. And then it takes a while to tune it up because it's working through the knot, but you can actually use those to repair strings if they break above the nut, actually, which is weird. That's a whole nother topic, and I guess we'll wait till I break one of these strings, which might happen. Hold on. Alright, so I got my tuner on now. Got my little snark on, and actually maybe I should put this on the other side. Completely mess myself up so you can almost see what I'm doing. There's my little snark guy. So there's a little thing there, right? Oh, I could even do it looking in there. Alright, so I'm playing the first string. Oh my gosh, it looks like a G sharp and then an A. I'm like super low. C sharp D. Looks like I'm pretty close there. Alright, so now I'm on the second string. pretty close. All right. Now this is the weird thing. All these are gonna change like in the next like 20 seconds. So now I got my G. Right. So I'm shooting for the green. I'm tightening up the string. I'm going through note C, C sharp. D is what I'm shooting for. All right, cool. E, F, F sharp, G, A. Oh, A is what I'm going for. So a lot of times once I've got it on, I'm just kind of trying to get the relative pitch. But this isn't really the real tuning because all these strings are going to stretch out. So then this is another weird thing you can do is go to 12th fret and then kind of take my finger and kind of pulling the string up towards the ceiling a little bit, kind of from underneath. Now if you do this too hard or you're way super strong or something, like you'll break the string, but just to kind of try, and this can be a good trick before a gig, because otherwise the strings will be just moving around on you all night. And then randomly, like if you're on electric, like you might be like me and bought a guitar that nobody set up from the shop, and then your strings just go out of tune because your springs aren't adjusted right because you bought a Strat copy, because Strats are the bomb. So now I'm trying to kind of get back to the green after I've stretched these out a little bit. And it's weird, I'm kind of looking at the camera for this, so it's just a little weird from looking at it from the other side. All things shall be reversed. Our rules in life, etc. I'm kind of going back through them just to see like where things have moved, because the strings put tension on the neck. Obviously, you have this thing on the inside. Normally, there's a truss rod, which you can adjust with an Allen key if you wanted to tighten it up. And actually in this case, like if I'm putting on super light strings and if I had medium strings on it randomly, it would bring the neck, it's a counterweight is what the truss rod is. So if the neck randomly doesn't have as heavy a gauge string, so the neck's not getting pulled up as much, it'll start going the other way. So in this particular case, I'm going from heavier strings to lighter strings, so I may end up with some fret buzz. I'm expecting it, but I don't hear any. Oh my gosh. But if there was, like if I hit a note and it just leveled out against a fret or something, I'd have to go get my Allen key, go into the guitar, and this truss rod is actually under that. Or no, it's actually over here, actually. Those are the two main places you'll have a truss rod access. So I could take my little thing, unscrew this, put my Allen key in here, and then loosen it up, because I'd want the neck to be able to go up a little bit more to counteract the strings not pulling the neck up as much. So anyway, it's a weird, strange balancing thing. So far I'm kind of sold on these. E. But we had a great time with my grandmother yesterday too. We were moving stuff around. Oh, that was awesome, hanging out with Grandma. Oh, it's a whole nother sound, isn't it? And then what you want to do is play a little bit on them, right? And that song was always kind of cool to me, actually. When I first started songwriting, actually, it was really a lot about moving shapes. So you take like a minor chord shape, move it. Oh wow, it sounds great. You know, it's like you got A minor. This is kind of like a little B minor shape. This would be like a little C sharp minor shape, where I'm actually starting the tune randomly. And I knew for whatever reason, I'm sure somebody showed me the Stairway to Heaven lick, where you use the pinky on the A minor chord on like A minor 7. That part, little shapes. It was all about little shapes. Little major shapes. D major is a great one. Oh, I'm not going there, y'all. I'm not gonna do any part of give a little bit. It's that copyright strike, right? I have more subscribers than Roger Hodgson. Take that, Roger. Not on this channel, but on the main channel. Oh, that made my day. Oh, that so made my day. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. I think I talked about that a little bit in my first random video, journal, blog, whatever this is, where I spend time with you without spending time with you. But anyway, I always thought that was cool. It was like I found a sound that I liked, and it ended up being an A major 7. Because if you take a C sharp minor chord and you throw an A in the bass, you kind of have an A major 7. And then I love the key of G, so obviously I took this wonderful, beautiful, jazzy, cool sound, and then C major 7, E minor 7, which I thought was kind of my cool little piece. So it's not really in a key really, right? A major and C and E minor aren't really in a key together, a major key. So the weird thing is over the A major, I think. How do you really kind of hear this? The A major has a C sharp note in it, right? And that's the one note that really is getting changed to the C chord, and then the E minor still kind of key of G, I guess. You know, 'cause you're kind of going from the key of A major, I guess, 3 sharps, and then you're going to the key of G. And the reason why I say G is because G major would have the C as the 4 chord and E minor as the 6 chord. I'm talking over your head. Skip over this part. So the A major is the 5, or the right, and then C major. I think you start to hear G major. You know, kind of a E minor kind of deal. So it's kind of a weird random topic, but how do you look at chords and know? You know, it's like, a lot of times you got 1, 4, 5, you got G, C, and D, you know, and it's the key of G. So whichever 2 chords are alphabetical, C and D, the key is normally the other one, G. Although there are lots of exceptions for that, for like country blues and that kind of thing. Oh wow, all kinds of jazzy exceptions all over the place. The whole point of jazz is exceptions. It's like, oh yeah, we're in the key of C, but let's play this dominant to point to here, and this dominant to point to here, and this dominant to point to here, and this 2-5 to point to here. So it's a whole other way of thinking about it. I think that's what's fascinating about jazz, is it's all about the ultimate freedom through the maximizing out of all your knowledge. I'm free now that I know everything. You know, it's kind of a weird thing. And I'm not really a jazz Nazi. I was a classical Nazi for a long time. God, that's a terrible term to use for anything, I know. But that was really all I did, like all day long, all week long, was just do just classical. And all of this, I could do fingerstyle too, but. Kind of cool to take something you wrote originally as a strum and throw in some licks. Oh my gosh. So I think you can kind of think key of G, but you're going to want to hear that C sharp on the A 7, or the A major 7. It's kind of the thing, I think. So it's interesting, just like look at stuff that you wrote way back in the day too. It sounds like my strings are kind of in tune, which is great. A, E. So I played a little bit. Looks like they're kind of staying in there, so I think I'm good to go. So that was my main thing. I'm gonna go and wow, what's the plan for this week? I always get interesting comments too. Sometimes these are kind of fun, I guess. So I just explained tab to somebody on Munson guitar songs because they didn't know how to use tab. I got a comment that from O Essence that says, "Why do you exist?" Which I'm at first I wasn't sure if that was a positive comment or a negative comment, but I guess it's always a positive thing when somebody asks you, "Do you exist?" when you have to ponder your own existence. I think that's always good. So yeah, I put a little Robert Newton thing back that just said, "To fulfill my inherent spiritual potential." So that's why I exist. Just wanted all of y'all to know that. That was a question I got over the weekend. And then let's see, what else did I get? I got some. Let's see if I got any other comments on a. Oh wow, I just got a response from somebody. What's this? Oh, is that her coming back? Oh no, that's the notice for the message that I... Man, Google messaging is always weird. It's bizarre. Oh my gosh. Oh, she +1'd my comment back to her. Okay, cool. Okay. I get baffled by all this stuff. So I'm on the second channel. I'm gonna go to the main channel, just for fun. Munson guitar songs is where we're at. Where it's at. I got 2 turntables and a microphone. All right, so over here. But anyway, I just think this is really cool that YouTube allows me to throw this stuff up on the internet. It's bizarre. But you know, the way I figured, have you gone and watched other stuff on YouTube? There's some bizarre stuff on YouTube. So yeah, wow. Okay, somebody wants to learn Mockingbird by Eminem. All right, so what I do. They go, you should post a tutorial of Mockingbird by Eminem. It would be a cool song to learn on the guitar. Alright, this is just a random example of what I do when I see a comment like that. Is I have this thing, right? Okay, this thing really exists. This is the list. Okay? Just in case you were wondering whether I had fulfilled your request, your particular request. So all the ones that you see lines through are ones that I've already done. Alright? Now, this summer has been a crazy, crazy summer. Okay, see all of these? This is all the work that I did for free for people around the world. So this is, oh, there were some great requests here. Oh my gosh, and there are still great requests here. At one point, I thought I could clear them all. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give, yeah. I mean, it was really close, you know. And then you hit however many subscribers it is, where people start asking stuff faster than you have time. So some of these last few pages here are the ones that I need to get to soon. So if you have a recent request, actually, I'm planning on trying to hit this page some this week. Normally I'll pick a page a week and then see how many songs I can pick out. Sometimes people ask stuff that's really too hard, you know, stuff that they should really go find, just like the artist tab, official, you know, whatever, because I'm sitting there listening at it like, I could pick this out, but it would take 7 hours, you know, for me to get an accurate tab, and then nobody would watch the lesson because nobody could play it. You know, sometimes you get requests like that. It's really bizarre. But what have we got over here? We got NXS, we got some Weeknd, we got some Backstreet Boys, Velvet Underground, yeah, some Elvis, some Beatles. That's what I want to do. But you know, sometimes I make myself do the billboards first, regardless of how I feel, and then I go to this list, and that's basically what content you see on my channel. So every Thursday, the billboards update the top 100. I fill in whatever is missing, and then I go to here. So that's my business plan. If someone wants to imitate that in a different format, please feel free to steal that business plan. That will get you just as many views as me, probably. So anyway, so I've got 1, 2. Okay, I've did a couple on that page. Oh god, there's another. So I'm looking for pages that I haven't done as many. You'll notice those are the later ones. Oh wow, I haven't really looked at this to feel bad about not doing all these lessons. I really plan on doing all these lessons. It's just a lot of stuff. It's just a lot of stuff, people. So anyway, so Roland, right? All right, so this came in on Girl in a Country Song. All right, so I go Girl in a Country Song. So that way I know where it came from later. That goes on this side. And then over here I go Eminem, Mockingbird. And I did have some lists before this that I actually got so close, I filled in what I was missing from the other lists, and then started this one, you know. At one time, these first 2 pages were what I had. And then, there was a phase where I actually went back and did these chronologically. I was like, oh man, if you asked me to do something a long time ago, that should have priority, right? Because you feel bad because it's like you haven't done it yet. So, so there was a time when I actually started doing these chronologically. Unfortunately, when I hit Supertramp, give a little bit, I got a copyright strike, and I could only shoot 15-minute lessons, which is why some of my videos, I know I go really fast. Why? Because in some cases, I'm trying to make sure that I get in all the information that I feel like I want to see in the video in 15 minutes. So they do become speed lessons at some point during that phase, and I apologize for that, and I probably do that sometimes. I know I get comments about talking too fast. I made a video called Software Tricks where you can slow me down if I'm too fast. I tried doing, like, slowing them down pace-wise for the second channel. I was like, I'll upload some videos that are slower, like literally taking the lesson that I'd already shot and then just slowing it down. But the audio quality was terrible. It was awful. Those videos just need to get deleted. I think I've already privatized them, but I don't know. There are other things to do too. Oh, hey, wait, I already did this one. Evil Ways Santana. Sometimes I'll run across that too. I just forgot to mark them. There's not another one there, is there? Wicked Game by The Weeknd. Okay, well, I have a Wicked Game for Chris Isaac. This is always weird too. It's like somebody wants you to do a song. Well, there's 17 different versions of that song. You know, that the different artists have covered different ways. And then you throw up the lesson by who the original artist who you think is the original artist. Maybe you Wikipedia'd it even and took moments out of your time to go and discover the history of the song, because it was a really cool song, which is cool. So, and then you do that and you upload it, and then they come back and they're like, I wanted the other version that was Duh by Duh, and you go and you listen to it and it's exactly the same thing. So anyway, it's always weird. So then you go back to the video and you tell them whatever the differences are, you know, da 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 da, and capo on 2nd fret with this lesson to make it work, you know. Anyway, it's a weird deal, man. But I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun to be teaching guitar on the YouTube and be hearing from all you guys and getting so. I didn't got any other comments. Oh, there's only one problem about this video. This is from Luca. It is really hard to read the string pattern, and you speak a little too fast. Okay, we were just talking about that. I highly recommend you to rearrange those D-U, D-D-U, those things. Anyway, thanks for doing. So I think she misunderstood. She thinks that I just do all that brown stuff for the rhythm stuff underneath my face for no reason. So I sent her a comment back about those are the strum patterns, right? So when you're looking at most of my videos, you've got the chords at the top. Each chord represents one measure. You've got what patterns could work underneath it. Hopefully some kind of demonstration of those patterns to show you how that would line up with the strum pattern that's there. Maybe some licks and tab on the side. So, which is cool to try and follow too when you're a beginner. Because if you got some lick that you love, you're gonna play it all the time, and then you'll get your fingers faster, and then whatever that pattern happens to be. So it could always be cool to have some cool pattern that you just like the lick of, and you just go back to, whatever it happens to be. Everybody wants to play Margaritaville, wants to play that lick, right? So it's that kind of thing. So you're looking for like a cool lick, to kick things off with, and then you're kind of listening for what chord patterns are there. You do the best you can with the ear that you've got. There's no absolute one way to play one song, I don't think. I know some people come on and go, you're doing it wrong, and I'm going, I'm doing a way that works if you wanted to play this out, because most of my experience isn't about matching the recording, it's more about playing the song in front of people. And then I have all this private teaching experience, because I started teaching private lessons in 97, I guess, something like that. So wow. So how many years is that, people? I don't know. Alright, so that's when I started teaching lessons and paying my bills. Thanks for all that, y'all. Really, a lot of good lessons, and helped me set up this little music shop in the middle of Newberry, South Carolina, where I have enough time to kind of try and teach people all over the world. And so thankful for the opportunity to do that. So anyway, so I guess this has been about reading some comments in the request list and strings. I'm going to try and turn on the camera every Monday morning for however long. I'm going to sit and talk about something. Maybe just it'll be our hangout time, and whoever watches. So, but thank you for watching if you are watching. And thanks for all the support on all my channels, on Munson covers and Munson guitar songs and Munson jam tracks and Munson Music Live. So thanks and best of luck, y'all.